I'm Bud with a Tech Review Geek-out of Shokz OpenRun Pro. Today, we're going to talk about bone conduction. I've been interested in bone conduction for a while now. Bone conduction is the conduction or movement of sound to the inner ear via the bones of the skull, rather than vibrating sound waves through the air down your ear canals. Bone conduction is also the reason that most of us think our recorded voices sound really weird compared to how we hear ourselves in our heads. I'm in radio, and everybody in radio has to go through this in the early days. Our skulls conduct lower frequencies better than the air, so that gives us the perception that we have a lower and fuller voice than we do in real life. And yes, it should be said that even the best bone conduction headphones will generally be beat on paper by most any, even entry-level in-ear or on-ear headphones, because the sound from those is going directly into your ear canal, and more than 100 years of engineering has gone into refining the sound quality and shrinking the technology into these tiny packages which are really efficient. I've used a lot of headphones in my life, big and small, wireless and wired, basic and professional, and I've come to be a bit snobby about my listening experience. But the difference in sound quality between bone conduction headphones and in-ear or on-ear headphones, the difference is kind of the point. Because what you lose when you're hearing high-quality audio is spatial awareness of your surroundings. These are open air cans, but there's still a huge reduction in outside sound. For earbuds with silicone caps like the Samsung Galaxy Buds Plus, the seal is darn near complete, which is why they make many earplugs and acoustic attenuators this way. And yeah, these do have an ambient sound mode with little microphones on the outside pumping in the sound so you can hear your music and the world, but it's very synthetic and not for everybody, not for me anyway. So with in-ear and on-ear, you can really focus on your sound and block out whatever's around you. But some people don't want that. One of the main selling points of listening via bone conduction is that your ears remain completely open to the world around you. These are marketed toward runners, walkers, workouters, and other exercisers, as well as anyone who wants to keep aware of their surroundings for safety, for traffic, for babies, for murderers. I've always found the idea of noise-canceling headphones appealing, like little microphones taking in all the outside noise, inverting the waveform and phasing it out so you don't hear it, leaving only your game or your show or your music, nothing else interfering, can't hear a thing, totally unsafe situation. I always imagine break-ins when I'm wearing noise-canceling headphones. Am I being totally clueless to what's going on? I always imagine being robbed of everything which isn't directly in front of me because I can't hear the bad guys loading my fridge onto their truck. I always imagine being jumped because I couldn't hear them kicking down my front door and coming at me with a wiffle bat. My heart can't take it! So, whatever your reasons for looking into bone conduction headphones, the entire point is to be able to hear your music and your surroundings. And for people like me with ear holes of slightly different sizes, no more worrying about getting the fit just so, or using two different size silicone caps, or having pain in one ear after extended listening. I found as a photographer that most everybody has unevenly sized eyes and nostrils, so it stands to reason that it's the same for ear holes. Sometimes it's a size thing, sometimes one ear is higher than the other, sometimes it's differing shapes causing variation. After much research, I decided to get myself a pair of bone conduction headphones, and the ones I chose were the Aftershokz Aeropex because they were so well reviewed. Imagine my surprise when I went back to their website to finally pull the trigger and I couldn't find them. And that's when I found out that the very moment I went to order from Aftershokz, they'd rebranded to Shokz and changed the name of their products. So the Aeropex is now the OpenRun. And suddenly I see that there's OpenRun, but then there's also OpenRun Pro, which I had never seen before because it was launched at the same time as their rebranding. So back into the research minds I go, and I found just as positive reviews from the few folks who'd received advanced units, and I decided to take the risk, spend a bit more money, trust in the longevity and consistency of the company. I ordered Pro. And here it is. And here they are. And here they are. So it's been about a week. You can tell because my hair is much longer, and I've been using these pretty heavily. The sound is, remembering a couple minutes ago to the comparison of in-ear and on-ear headphones, the sound is unbelievable. First, maybe it's because I've been listening with one ear for so long, but the sound is very spatial, very full, as in the stereo field is wide and enveloping. I believe I have a good parallel for what these sound like if you have some in-ear or on-ear headphones. Pull those just out of or off of your ear just till you lose the full bass, and that's about the sound of bone conduction. The Pro version has these bass enhancers, and I have no basis for comparison with this being my first pair of bone conduction headphones, but I am impressed with the sound. The vibrations can be a little noticeable on louder or bassier playback, but generally it's just sound magically being transmitted into your skull. And just your skull, no one else's. If you're in a completely quiet room, it's possible for someone close to you to hear something, but otherwise there shouldn't be much of any sound leak from these. They're so light on my head. I can't feel them. Unless I bump them or rub them against my clothes or I lean back against something, I forget they're there. However, unlike other banded headphones, I cannot comfortably rest them on my neck. Either my neck is bigger than my head or it's more sensitive to being squeezed. Obviously, it's not like my neck is bigger than my head, but it's sensitive to being squeezed. You can get the app for this model, but it's not particularly beefy or granular. It has warranty registration, a user guide, a few settings like prompt language selection, changing the EQ modes, there's just two, standard and vocal, and turning multi-point pairing on and off. That's where you can switch between, say, your phone and your laptop for sending audio to your ears. You can upgrade the firmware with the app, which is pretty awesome, and you can see the exact battery life with a percentage number, so that's pretty great. Otherwise, when you turn them on, you're greeted with "Welcome to Shokz" and a verbal battery level like battery high, battery medium, battery low, and when the battery is nearly depleted, the voice will come back into your ears with a simple "charge me." The voice's name is Audrey, by the way, the voice in your ears. And the battery life is indeed fantastic. They say 10 hours. I didn't run scientific tests, but that felt about right. When it asks, I connect the inductive magnetic proprietary USB charger, and the LED goes from red, not charged, to blue, charged in less than an hour. And Shokz says that a 5-minute quick charge will give it an hour and a half of juice, which is great. There are 3 whole buttons on this thing, 2 volume buttons behind the right ear and a multifunction button on the left ear. The volume up button also acts as a power button when you hold it, and while nothing is playing, either volume button tells you your battery level. A single tap on the multifunction button will play or pause your audio, answer a phone call, or hang it up. A double tap on the multifunction button while your audio is playing will skip ahead. And a triple tap on the multifunction button while the audio is playing will skip back, but if I've tried this 100 times, I've gotten it right maybe 5 times. I've tried slow triple clicks, I've tried fast triple clicks, really fast triple clicks, and either I end up going forward or stopping my audio altogether. Still working on that. It's unfortunate that the audio feedback you get, no matter which button you're pushing or which function it's performing, is just a single beep. For instance, the Galaxy Buds Plus give you 1 beep when you tap it once, 2 beeps when you tap it twice, and 3 beeps when you triple tap them. That'd be nice for Shokz, and who knows, maybe this is something for a firmware upgrade. And all of these buttons are mechanical rather than capacitive, so you need to press them with intention, and they click for feedback rather than the capacitive areas of the Galaxy Buds Plus, which you only need to lightly caress to activate. And frankly, I prefer the mechanical. Now, I'm a male human being with short hair, and I'll bet there were a few of those on the design team, so these fit very nicely over my ears, with the titanium band floating about an inch away from the back of my head. But I happen to have access to a female human being with longer hair, so here's how it fits her, both with bun and without. In most cases, whatever you're wearing shouldn't interfere with these, be it a shirt, overshirt, sweater, hoodie, jacket, scarf, or ball cap. It gets a little bit more complicated with the toque, but it can be done. I even have a phone patch situation where I need to monitor my microphone and talk to my morning show hosts on the phone, which I use this headset for, and so long as one cup is off my ears, we can hear each other just fine. I wondered if these would clash with my glasses, but I've had no problems with them. They either sit over top of the arms of my glasses or the arms sit above them against my head, and neither is uncomfortable. Of course, as I record this video, it's one of the scariest times in human history to be alive. So of course I had to test it with a mask. Glasses can be a problem with masks. I find that once you put on a mask, if you don't quickly take your glasses off, then put them back on again, the elastics always get tangled in the arms when you demask, and it's awkward. And yes, glasses plus mask plus Shokz equals complicated. I've found it's best to put your mask on before the Shokz, and then take the Shokz off before your mask, carefully. Shokz OpenRun Pro pros. Excellent spatial sound without blocking out the world. Ridiculously lightweight, tiny, strong, and unnervingly clingy. Mechanical buttons. No wearing fatigue, and no ear sweating? That can't just be me that happens to, right? Great battery life. Might make you look like a robot. Or a lobot. Cons. Less full sound than in-ear or on-ear headphones. Possibly too clingy on the neck. Difficult multifunction button and only a single beep for feedback. Can't wear them lying down. I mean, you can, but... Limited app. And again, might make you look like a robot. All in all, I give Shokz OpenRun Pro 9 out of 10 geeky squeaks. This is an unbiased review. I bought these myself, and I made this video because I like making videos. If you liked it, if you learned something, heck, if you're still here, please, I'd truly appreciate a like. And please, a comment telling me if this helped you learn about bone conduction headphones. For more of this kind of content, but weekly dramatic readings of ridiculous stuff on the internet, please subscribe and tap the bell. I'm Webmeister Bud. This has been a Tech Review Geek-out. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!